In the grand theater of space exploration, we measure the life of our machines in numbers. Megabytes, voltage, miles traveled. But every now and then, a machine transcends its blueprints. This is the story of a small, six-wheeled wanderer made of aluminum, titanium, and human hope. A solar-powered explorer designed to survive for 90 days on a freezing, toxic world that instead decided to stay for 15 years. This is the uninterrupted chronicle of Mars Exploration Rover B, better known to humanity as Opportunity. To understand the miracle of opportunity, we must return to the year 2003. Mars was a graveyard of broken ambitions. More than half of all missions sent to the Red Planet had ended in catastrophic failure, shattered into pieces on the rocky surface, or lost forever in the dark void. NASA was preparing a desperate, double-pronged assault. Two identical rovers, Spirit and Opportunity, were built to find a simple answer to an ancient question. Did the Red Desert ever hold water? Did it ever hold life? On July 7, 2003, Opportunity roared into the midnight sky over Florida. It carried a 90-day warranty. Its solar panels were expected to be choked to death by Martian dust within 3 months. Its joints were expected to freeze solid in winter temperatures that dropped to -100 degrees. Nobody at Mission Control expected a miracle. They just wanted 90 days. In the silent vastness of the cosmos, a crucial separation begins. Humanity's next great gamble has been cast into the dark. Entering the thin Martian atmosphere, the heat shield ionizes the alien sky. A terrifying descent has begun. The parachute deploys with a violent snap, fighting the gravity of a dead world. Suspended by a single tether, the fragile cargo is lowered toward the rocks below.
Airbags inflate, retro rockets fire, the cord is severed, and the craft slams into Mars. The bouncing stops. A crushing silence returns. Slowly, the protective petals unfurl like a golden flower under a pale sun. The solar panels sweep outward like wings, catching the faint rays of a star millions of miles away. Opportunity lifts its head and opens its mechanical eyes to stare at its new home. Deploying its 6 titanium wheels, the machine prepares to stand firmly on alien soil. Scanning the barren horizon, searching for secrets buried deep within the rust-red dust. A freezing night passes in seconds, and a new dawn brings the final command. Leaving its cradle behind, the nomad begins its long, lonely journey across the waste. Target acquired. Opportunity breaks its wheels in front of an ancient Martian bedrock. Reaching out across the cosmic void, the robotic arm extends to touch deep history. Tasting the dust and drilling into the stone, searching for the ancient footprint of life-giving water. Decoding the chemical blueprint of a long-lost world. The analysis is complete, but for this tireless wanderer, the Odyssey has only just begun. Turning toward a new horizon, opportunity rolls on. Opportunity was never truly alone, at least not in the beginning. On the other side of Mars, its identical twin brother, Spirit, was fighting a much harder war. While Opportunity enjoyed a smooth journey, Spirit had landed in Gusev crater, a brutal, rock-strewn landscape that battered its wheels and starved its solar panels. For years, the two brothers communicated through the satellites orbiting above, rewriting the textbooks of a solar system. But Mars is a cruel master. In May 2009, Spirit's right front wheel broke, dragging like a dead weight. While navigating a patch of bright soil named Troy, the rover broke through the crust and sank into a hidden trap of soft, powdery volcanic sand. For months, engineers on Earth tried every trick in the book, spinning the wheels, reversing, attempting to wiggle the machine free. But the sand wouldn't let go. Spirit was paralyzed. As the Martian winter approached, Spirit could not tilt its solar panels toward the low sun. The power levels dropped below the critical survival line. Its internal heaters died. Its computer brain froze. And on March 22, 2010, Spirit sent its final signal to Earth. Spirit was gone. From that moment on, Opportunity was the lone survivor. Every mountain climbed, every crater explored, was now done in the memory of its fallen brother. With its twin gone, Opportunity did something insane. It kept driving. It drove out of its landing crater, crossed the vast, featureless plains of Meridiani, and arrived at the rim of Victoria Crater, a massive, breathtaking amphitheater of ancient rock. Its mechanical components were already years past their expiration dates. A front-wheel actuator stuck. Its robotic arm developed arthritic joint issues, but the rover simply adapted. It learned to drive backward to balance the wear on its wheels. In 2011, after a brutal multi-year trek across the open desert, Opportunity arrived at the gates of Endeavour Crater. This wasn't just another hole in the ground. It was 22 kilometers wide. The ancient rim of this crater formed actual mountains on Mars. A machine built for a flat, sandy beach was now climbing alpine ridges, tilting at 32-degree angles, staring down into a vast alien abyss. Here, it found clay minerals, conclusive proof of an ancient environment that wasn't just wet, but fresh, drinkable water. A place where life could have genuinely thrived. By the time 2015 rolled around, Opportunity did something no vehicle had ever done on another world. It passed the 42.2 kilometer mark. an off-world marathon. Driving an Olympic distance on a planet with zero maintenance, zero human contact, powered entirely by a flickering sun and the dedication of a skeleton crew on a blue planet millions of miles away. June 2018, a tiny, localized dust storm erupted in Arabia Terra. Within days, it mutated. It became a global monster, a planet-encircling shroud of choking, suffocating dust that completely blotted out the sun. For a solar-powered rover, dust is a death sentence. Day turned into absolute night. The skies over Opportunity grew so dark that the planet's atmospheric opacity, what scientists call tau, reached a record-breaking level of 10.8. No sunlight could reach the solar arrays. In June 2018, a massive dust storm swallowed Mars, turning day into eternal night. For a machine powered entirely by the sun, this blanket of dust was a silent death sentence. Opportunity relied solely on the skies, and the skies went completely dark. Starved of sunlight, its batteries began to bleed out. To save itself, the rover shut down every system, entering a deep emergency sleep. Only a tiny internal clock kept ticking in the freezing dark, waiting for the storm to pass. On June 10, 2018, Opportunity sent its final telemetry back to Earth. A cold string of data that translated into a heartbreaking reality. My battery is low, and it's getting dark. For 8 long months, the engineers at JPL refused to say goodbye. They beamed over 1,000 wake-up commands into the void, even playing Here Comes the Sun each morning, hoping the wind would clear the panels. But the void remained silent. The relentless Martian cold had finally cracked its electronic heart. On February 13, 2019, NASA officially declared the mission complete. Opportunity had outlived its design life by a staggering factor of 60. It left behind a legacy that changed our relationship with the cosmos forever. 450,000 raw images. 15 years of human history written on another world. It proved that Mars was once an ocean world, a living planet that possessed everything required to cradle life. Opportunity is no longer a machine. It is a monument. Right now, at this very microsecond, as you watch this video, Opportunity is still sitting on the quiet slopes of Perseverance Valley. Its wheels are locked in the Martian soil. Its golden cameras are facing the horizon, staring eternally out into the pink desert sky. It is not a piece of space junk. It is a sacred tomb, a testament to a time when humanity reached across 100 million miles of empty void to touch a ghost world. The explorer from Earth is quiet, but its tracks will remain carved into the Martian dust for millions of years, reminding the universe that we were once here and that we dared to explore.